This is Lisa from Mobile Tech Review, and this is the Lenovo Yoga C740. We already reviewed the C940, which is their top-end premium ultrabook in the Yoga range with 360-degree hinges, and it's a 14-inch model, by the way. So this one is the next level down, as you might guess. So it's around $250 less money. Right now it's starting at $699 with a Core i5, 8 gigs of RAM, and 256 gig SSD, and you're not giving all that much up. You still get a premium aluminum chassis here, nice and rigid, looking very similar to the C940, in fact. Only a full HD display option, no 4K. Some other differences. We're going to take a look at it now. By the way, there also is a 15.6-inch version of the C740. Unlike the old days with the 700 series Yogas, it's really the same specs internally, just a bigger screen. You're not going to get fancy dedicated graphics or anything like that. So you got two choices to choose from. Inside we have Intel 10th generation Ice Lake quad-core CPUs. This is the kind of lower-end version of that CPU in terms of graphics. Not the Intel Iris Plus that you would see on the Yoga C940 and on the HP Spectre X360, for example. Still Intel UHD graphics, so much like the previous generation. It's available with your choice of a Core i5 or a Core i7. A Core i7 is about $100 additional on the price there. And you can get it with 8 or 16 gigs of DDR4 2666 megahertz RAM, and that is soldered on board, which is typical of today's thin and light ultrabooks. It is pretty thin and light. It's 3.09 pounds, which is 1.4 kilograms, 16.9 millimeters thin. So in terms of the weight difference between the Yoga C940, it's only a very few ounces. There really isn't a difference there. It has a white backlit keyboard, and it's your typical, fairly low travel, but common by today's standards, portable ultrabook keyboard on it. It's not horrible. It's fine. It's okay. The white backlighting on our color, which is, I think, the mica color. It's available in iron gray and mica. The white backlighting, the masking on the keys does tend to make the masking disappear a little bit unless the room is really fairly dark. So that's a slight annoyance. You have a Microsoft Precision trackpad. It works just fine. Nothing to see here in terms of that. Like I said, for displays, your only choice is a full HD IPS screen, and it supports touch and pen, though unlike the Yoga C940, at least in the United States, the pen is not included with the C740. You can either buy the Wacom dual protocol pen that Best Buy sells if you're in the United States, or get one of the Lenovo ThinkPad pens. It's Wacom AES. There are pens to choose from out there. It works fine. It's pretty decent if you're a hobbyist artist just getting started, or you're a note taker. It certainly does the job. I have no complaints with that digitizer. It's not top-of-the-line Wacom EMR that you would find in a Wacom Cintiq geared towards artists, but hey, that's not the target audience for this. The display on this is quite nice. For the price, actually, I was pretty surprised. It's right up there with the quality of the C940's full HD display. The only thing I don't like is it's very glossy, and it almost looks like there's an air gap of the glass over the display, which I don't think there is. I believe this is a laminated display, but it's just so glossy it creates that kind of sense of mirroriness. Brightness on this is pretty decent at 310 nits. Contrast is better than average. Color gamut, hey, can't complain. It's full sRGB coverage. So overall, they've done a good job with the display here. For storage, even though this is not the top-of-the-line model, you get a very fast M.2 NVMe SSD. We have the 512 gig SSD in ours, and it's a fast Samsung model, and excellent benchmark numbers on that SSD. You can get it with 256, 512, or even a 1 terabyte SSD. Of course, you could upgrade it yourself afterwards if you're the kind of person who tinkers. And compared to the C940, you can get that one with up to 2 terabytes if you're not the kind of person who tinkers, but you really want a lot of storage. We have Intel Wi-Fi 5 on board, and we've got a fingerprint scanner. No Windows Hello camera. The 720p webcam does have a little privacy shutter. You might miss it because the thing that you move is so tiny and small, but it's there so you can make sure nobody's spying on you using the webcam. This has stereo speakers surrounding the keyboard with Dolby Atmos software, and that's a good place to put the speakers firing up, at least when you're using it in traditional laptop mode, not so much in tablet mode. And the port area is pretty big on each side for those, but the sound is loud, but it sounds a little distorted and a little brash to me. Oh well, for the price, it's not bad. And it does have a headphone jack. Speaking of ports, it also has 2 USB-C 3.1 Gen 1 ports, not Thunderbolt 3. That's too bad, but then it's not a super pricey, expensive $1,000 laptop, so that's what you get. One of those will be used with the charger. And we have 1 USB-A port as well, so good that. At least you don't have to run to get a dongle just to plug in your USB mouse or something like that. Performance on this is good. It's typical for an Intel 10th Gen Ultrabook, a little bit lower than some of those that come with Intel Iris Plus graphics, because the graphics numbers won't be that high. They'll be pretty similar to Intel 8th Gen, last gen. Thermals on this, even though it's pretty thin and it's metal, it does a good job exhausting heat. It doesn't get burning hot to the touch, even if you're working it kind of hard. The CPU temperatures, when pushing it really hard, doing benchmarks and stuff like that, the CPU temperatures will get into the 90s centigrade, which is kind of typical these days for CPUs. Under normal use, it does not get that hot. The fan, you won't hear it that much, actually, and it's not very loud. It's not annoying by any means. Compared to several generations ago, Lenovo Yoga laptops, this one is actually pretty quiet. This has a 51 watt-hour battery. That's a pretty good capacity for a laptop of this size, and it comes with a 65-watt fast charger, the same one Lenovo uses on a lot of their laptops, including ThinkPads. Battery life on this is quite good. We do have the Core i5 model, which is probably the one that most stores are stocking, the one that lists for around $699 with 8 gigs of RAM. And it's been running about 7 to 8 hours on charge. That full HD display, that Core i5 really helped in not pushing the envelope for power demand, shall we say. So that's good. And compared to some of the older generations of the 7 series Yogas, this is definitely an improvement. So for those of you who are thinking about this versus the C940, here's the things to keep in mind. No Thunderbolt 3 on this one, just USB-C. You only have a full HD display option, whereas with the C940 you can get the full HD display, which is pretty similar to this full HD display, or you can get a 4K display if you want. Battery is a bit bigger on the Yoga C940. It's 60 watt-hour versus this one being 51 watt-hour. Of course, if you get the 4K display on that Yoga C940, that will really impact battery life and bring battery life down. It's probably part of the reason why they offer that bigger battery. As I mentioned, the pen is not included with this one. You do get the fairly small pen with the C940. The C940 has Wi-Fi 6. This one has Wi-Fi 5. I don't think a lot of you out there have Wi-Fi 6 access points yet. They're kind of expensive, but if you're looking for future-proofing 2 or 3 years down the road when you get your next Wi-Fi access point, then you might care. The Yoga C940 has that rotating soundbar, so if you do plan to use it in tent presentation or tablet modes frequently, that could be a plus for you because the audio will aim at you in a variety of positions, whereas this one pretty much only coming out from the keyboard deck area. The C940 has faster RAM. It's not enough of a difference that you'd ever be able to tell. And lastly, the display options, both the full HD and the 4K are nominally brighter. I say nominally because with the full HD, we didn't see it hitting that 400 nits that they claim, but the 4K display does hit closer to 500 nits. So if you really, really need it bright, keep that in mind. To get inside, you unscrew the Torx T5 screws. They're all visible. None are hidden here, happily. And then if you have a suction cup, use that to pull up the cover. Otherwise, just pry yourself around with a guitar pick. Take off the metal bottom cover. There's the underside. And here's our internals. There's our 51 watt-hour battery. Our fan with, boy, that is a lot of fan blades. That's a pretty high-quality fan. That's probably why it doesn't make very loud, annoying sounds. The M.2 SSD is here. It's under some heat tape. Yeah, so that's replaceable. One screw, and there's your little socket if you wish to upgrade it. Here is our Wi-Fi card, also socketed and upgradable. RAM, again, is soldered on board. Heatsink right over here. And the stereo speaker modules are on the side. They face upwards, so this is the bottom side of the speaker modules. So there you have it, the Lenovo Yoga C740. I like it a lot for the price. Honestly, really nice build quality, very good looking machine, and fair specs for the price or more than. It competes well with the HP Envy, only, well, you know, you get the whole convertible experience here, optional pen use, touchscreen. Well done. I'm Lisa from Mobile Tech Review. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more cool tech videos, and do hit the notification bell.